Your team keeps coming to you with problems, and you keep giving them answers. And then you've accidentally trained them to never think for themselves. Every time you solve something for them, you're teaching them one thing. Bring me another problem. I'll solve that one too. Until your entire day is other people's decisions. I had a client who was getting pulled into Slack every few minutes. Someone needed approval. Someone had a question. Someone wanted her opinion. But she was drowning. And when we looked at the pattern, most of these interruptions were things that her team could have solved themselves. They just didn't think they were allowed to. Today, I want to show you a simple framework that breaks this cycle. It's called the 131. Here's how it works. When someone comes to you with a problem, you don't just give them the answer. You ask them three things. 1, what's the problem? Let them explain it clearly. 3, what are your options? They need to give you at least 3 possible solutions. One of those options could be do nothing, but they need to think through those choices before coming to you. 1, what would you do? Which option do they recommend? If they thought through the 3 options and pick one, they've already done the hard work. Now you're not solving the problem. You're reviewing their solution. And that's a completely different job. The 131 does 3 things. First, it trains your team to think before they escalate. They know you're going to ask for the options. So they start coming up with options before they even message you. Half the time, they're going to solve it themselves and never bother you at all. Second, it shows you who can think and who can't. Some people will bring you 3 solid options with a clear recommendation. Others will struggle to even think of one. That tells you something about their capability. Third, it protects your time. Instead of context switching every few minutes to solve someone else's problem, you're reviewing pre-thought solutions. That's much faster. Once your team knows the shorthand, you can just type 131 in Slack. They know what it means. Problem, options, recommendation. Come back when you have all 3. Now, some people worry that this sounds cold or unhelpful, but it's actually the opposite. You're developing your team's judgment. You're giving them ownership. You're treating them like adults who can think. When you just give them answers, you're treating them like children who need to be told what to do. Here's what happens when clients implement this. Within a few weeks, the volume of interruptions drops. Not because people have fewer problems, but because they're solving more of them themselves. And when they do come to you, the conversation is faster. They've already done the thinking. You're just validating and course correcting. One caveat. This doesn't mean that you never help your team. If someone is genuinely stuck, you want to work through that with them. If it's urgent and time sensitive, you make the call. But for the day-to-day noise, the small decisions, the things that could go either way, 131. Train your team to think. Get your time back. See you in the next one.